So the Frostbite 2 engine is being used across several EA studios, and I got a chance to try to get some Levelshop integration happening with it. And so I load up the file that Levelshop generates. So Levelshop will dump out a Filmbox file, and Frostbite happens to have a Filmbox importer. So we just import that file in. There's some import processing happening, and here's the level inside the Frosthead. Now you notice that all the pieces are individual pieces. It's not a polygon soup. And so you can then apply your gameplay attributes to it. Here we turn on dynamic lighting, and there's some screen space ambient occlusion so we can see the shapes a little bit better. You can see all the roof connectors, the pool room, the pits, the walkway with the catwalk, the towers, the roof connectors connecting towers, thickness on all the walls. So unfortunately, I just did that last week, so I couldn't figure out how to run inside Frostbite. So I'm going to load that particular level into other engines, just to show you that it doesn't really matter. This is about prototyping. It doesn't matter which engine you're using. This video will summarize what we just did, just so as a recap. So basically, we do some shapes in the floor plan, and we connect the room with corridors. We join the roofs with ramps. We portal through walls. We set the height with numbers. And we use the @ to vertically offset things. So that's basically Markup 101. This drawing was actually done in 5 minutes. There's nothing more to learn based on the Levelshop if you just want to do rooms like this. 90% of Darks 4 was just done using that markup. Obviously, you can go to Markup 201 and add green lights. But it's trying to be simple. This is loaded up into the Dragon Age Origins engine. We've got the PC view here. I had to regen this because the wall height was slightly different. I didn't want the ogre to hit his head, so I made the walls a bit shorter. And you can see he's going to go up that walkway up 3 meters to that door. There's that green light again. And in both cases, I had automatically did UV unwrapping on those surfaces so that I could just render light maps. And nobody's taking me up on this offer, which is to go from 2D to 3D and then back to 2D and render these things. But this is an awesome game of try to catch the cake, but I can't get it right now because those guys are after me. Hopefully somebody will one day use this to make some casual games or mobile games or whatever. So somebody in the speaker lounge said never do a live demo on a laptop, because things will always go wrong. So I'm going to risk it here. And this is Inkscape. I mentioned I'm a technical artist, trying to be a programmer every now and then. My C++ is so-so, and I was able to edit some of this code and do some things. So it was very cosmetic changes to Inkscape, and we renamed it Blinkscape for BioWare Levelshop Inkscape. And so I'm using the middle mouse button here to pan. I've got the rectangle tool going. I'm using the spinner button to zoom in and out. Pretty basic stuff. I'm going to draw these 2 rectangles, use the select tool, hit shift key, multi-select them, hit this button, weld selected rooms together into a single room, and now we have a single room. Hit the no roof, creates a dotted line, so we can look inside from the top. We can go into point edit mode and edit the points individually. And I'll just make this particular room a little bit bigger. Get a portal connector here going. I'll just portal from here to here. Have some presets for various sizes for portals. And draw a rectangle here. Add a railing to it. Tell it, hey, go down 2 meters. Get a roof connector, ramp down to the floor, make it a little bit wider. Slide over here. Zoom out, add a room. Make it have no roof. Spread out a bit there. Get the floor connector so we can create a corridor between those 2 rooms. Make it a little bit wider. Make some towers. Multi-select them. Click the rail button, so add a railing to those. Hit 8 meters, hit 12 meters on them. Grab the roof connector, Let's connect those roofs, make it a little bit wider. Add a room here. Let's call it a building. Make it 20 meters tall. Add a portal connector. Make it wide there. And slap it up to 16 meters. Do another room. Remove the roof. Double click on it to access the rotate mode. Go to the floor connector, and we'll connect that room to that room. And now just submit the job. So go to Levelshop, submit, and submit the job. So I'll continue drawing here, or I'll actually explain what's happening. So you saw Python pop up for a sec there. Inkscape has a Python interpreter that comes with it, so you can write plugins and that kind of stuff, and essentially I send the job, the SVG file, up to my Levelshop server. The Levelshop server happens to be this laptop, and I'll explain later why I use a server and not just a standalone client application. And over here we're using Houdini. Houdini is a fantastic 3D app on par with Satyamarch and Maya, probably better in my opinion, and but hardly used in the game industry. And they gave me a temporary license, so that's just a simple warning there. You can ignore that. And it pops up an Explorer window. So I'm just going to position this so you can see it a little bit better. And open up this window. Oh, where's my Explorer window? There. And it rendered a picture. So there's that level that just got created. You can see there's the angled room, corridor with a door, portal going through here, angled wall, recessed room, ramp going down, portal over here, 8-meter high tower, 12-meter high tower, roof connector connects them up, and we have a 20-meter high room with, didn't add a railing to it, and a window way up high. And do another pass here and just add another room up here, remove the roof, use the floor connector, zoom a little bit here. I've got snap to grid on, which really helps me make sure I'm snapping to things correctly. I'm going to cross over and move this down a little bit. Make this a little bit fatter. Zoom in over here, this wall. Add another corridor there. Makes it a little bit wider. Now let's add some internal corridors. Make that snap. Make that wider. And then connect from there. Slide over here. Let's use the no roof option there. Go at 5 meters, so we'll offset it from the ground. And we'll go at 10 meters. You can go at -10 too. So get rid of the roof, use the floor connector, join up that room, or join up that room to that room. How about join up that room to that room? Let's submit this job. So Python pops up, Houdini pops up. So what do I mean by sending it to the server? So here's the server. So I'm running on localhost right now, which is this laptop. And so Levelshop is just a web server. And you send jobs to it. And I'm logging in. This is where you download Inkscape. So you can submit jobs through this particular form, or you can submit directly from Inkscape. And I've got documentation on the sides, videos. Hopefully I'll add all kinds of features here. So it's a really good portal because the tool is being used across many EA studios, and they just go to a website. Window pops up. Here's the image. I'll make it full screen here. You can see all this magic action happening with the junctions of corridors. All these portals are being created, interior corridors. You can see that these rooms are offset at 5 meters and at 10 meters, and you have corridors joining them all. So I survived my first live demo at GTC without any issues. So let's go back to our PowerPoint. So that's just me making stuff. So we're going to look at some professional level designers and what they do. So this is done on multiple layers. So this is a multi-tier building. It's got 3 floors. So the first floor is built with a whole bunch of shapes, portals put in there. Here, Stephen is adding in a stairwell. So he's using some syntax there to set up a landing and ramps going up. He used the adjective bottomless. So this is markup 201. He wants to not have the floor render. One day I'll have a more lightweighted way of doing that with an automatic button as opposed to adjectives. But bottomless seems to work. And so he repeats the same layout on all 3 floors. It's got doors. And this is what Levelshop generates for him. So all kinds of places to hide, store treasure. You're able to have this nice atrium space. This is what that bottomless did. So I got rid of the floor, and then we had these landings that you go on. And you're able to go from the first floor all the way to the 3rd floor. And here's the stairwell where it has ramp down the landing, down to ramp down to another landing, and so forth. Here's Stephen's drawing. Looks like an open world kind of thing. You make columns, double ramps, catwalks.